YouTube, what's good? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video, guys. And today is Monday, and I'm gonna give you the winners and losers of the week, guys. This is my first show doing this, so it was timing is everything. So it's time to give y'all the winners and the losers of the week. Some of the guys that I talked about that hit or didn't hit, and guys, I killed this week. Guys, I have no patience for people who talk about my picks because I've been right all year about a lot of things that I said, guys. So look at my video. Look at the views on my Kyle Allen video. Allen had 27 points, guys. 27 points. He hit. So, guys, stay with me. I'm going to give you these diamonds in the rough, these great plays of the week, guys. Even on my DFS, my plays, my DFS went crazy. So let me just go real quick and talk about my DFS real quick before we get on to the winners and the losers of Week 7. So, guys, I talked about Kyle Allen, Teddy Bridgewater, Gio Bernard, aka Geo Storm, Boston Scott, Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Logan Thomas. Guys, so I talked about other players, but it was a DFS play. So everybody that I talked about didn't boom, but I just gave you different strategies. And the strategy as far as going with the quarterback and the receiver, I hit. My sleep of the week was Kyle Allen. Guys, I got so much flack from that, but I was right. So guys, let's get on and talk about the winners and the losers this week. Stay with me, guys, so we're gonna win these leagues this year. If you are a subscriber of Fantasy Good Sports, guys, you're gonna be in the playoffs easily, and you're gonna be able to compete for a championship. I can't guarantee you a win of a championship, but you're gonna be there in the playoffs. All you gotta do is just, guys, go back and look at my old videos. What I said about Kyler Murray. Look at my 7 bold predictions, guys, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and I'm also gonna put it on my Facebook. So, guys, just look at it. I talked about these players. I talked about AJ Dillon early. I told him that he was a great stash. I talked about Antonio Gibson. I talked about Kyler Murray winning the MVP this year. Guys, I talked about it all. Just go through my list of videos, guys, and you will see. And I'm not being bold because I'm one of the best fantasy analysts it is. Nobody said what I said last week. Nobody talked about Kyle Allen. Nobody talked about Denzel Mims. Guys, he's coming on. He's baby Andre. Yes, a lot of people were scared to talk about Geo. I was on Geo Storm. So guys, let's get started with the winners and losers of this week. So the first, let's talk about let me see, guys. Let me see. Okay, work with me here, work with me here. Um winners and losers of this week. Okay. So this my first quarterback. So I picked 3 guys at each position, guys, that I talked to you about, maybe a little bit more when I talked about my waiver wire pickups. So I'm gonna address those waiver wire pickups and see how I did, guys. So the first guy, guys, that I talked about for as my waiver wire pickup was Nick Foles. He hasn't played yet, so I believe that he could have a solid game. I do believe it's a defensive game, but I believe he was a great streamer for this week if you didn't have anybody play. If you had Lamar Jackson, Nick Foles, or Kyle Allen, or Teddy Bridgewater, or even Jimmy. Now, all those guys didn't have great games yet, but so far, Kyle Allen had 27 points, and Teddy Bridgewater had 30.7 points. So those are great plays for this week, guys. If you stream those guys, hopefully you win your leagues. Let's get on to my RBs. So the first one is Geo Storm, aka Gio Bernard. Gio had 20.6, guys. And I knew like he didn't have to have a lot of rushing yards. This offense is not made for a lot of rushing yards. It's made for PPR targets and also red zone targets and green zone targets. So Gio had 20.6. He had a good play. Then I also talked about Jeremy McNichols. They didn't need Jeremy McNichols. They wasn't down that far, and when they was, they had AJ Brown and Corey Davis. So Jeremy McNichols wasn't a good play. I talked about him having somebody that you had to stream, but that's on me. Jeremy McNichols, he had a dud this week, so I take full responsibility there. But that wasn't like one of my top plays, just a late deep sleeper, guys. So let's talk about Boston Scott. Boston Scott hit, guys, 18.2. Last one of the last plays of the game. It helped him cap off his numbers. So Boston Scott, he hit. Boston Scott was a good play. And Travis Fulgham. Guys, stay with Travis Fulgham. Even though he hit 12.3 points in my league, so around from 11 to 12, he's a good play. He's getting the targets. That's all that matters, guys. So, on to my receivers. I talked about John Hightower. He had one catch for 50 yards. I believe that he's still going to be able to get work in this offense, guys. I don't believe Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson are going to have a lot of value and a lot of work in this offense because they staying hurt and the offense has to move on. So if John Hightower and Travis Fulgham is our focal point, with Dallas Goedert come back and Boston Scott, that's fine. They okay with that. So guys, I love Travis Fulgham. I love Boston Scott and I also love John Hightower too. I believe he's going to have a big game soon. He's a great deep threat. He reminds me of T.Y. Hilton. I always say that. Baby T.Y. Okay. And I also talked about Demir Bird. It was a dud, and we know why that was a dud. I'm not going to sit here and ride Cam Newton, but Cam Newton had a terrible game. He couldn't get the ball to Demir Bird, and maybe they wasn't getting open. Who knows? Bill Belichick said that Cam was still the starter, so that's how I'm gonna take it. Who knows what's going to go on with this offense? I have Damian Harris. I think he's the only kind of like player to play in this offense because I believe they're going to start giving him the ball 25 times a game. They're going to become a strong run game. So let's get on to my tight ends. I talked about Trey Burton. He's on a bye, but you need to go pick him up while he's on the bye, guys, before you have to bid on him. So hopefully you picked him up this week and you won't have to bid on him. Logan Thomas. He hit one touchdown. I love Kyle Allen. I love the play of him and Antonio Gibson and Logan Thomas and also Terry McLaurin. So I'll play those guys. And some of my DFS, I was in the money. I didn't hit the big money, but I was in money. I won some money. So yeah, I love Logan Thomas, guys. Go ahead and get him. Put him on your. If you stream him tight end, you might be able to stop right here with him. From week to week, we'll see. Darren fails. He pooped the bed. I said what I said. He pooped the bed. That was a bad pickup, guys. I don't like Darren fails. Uh, Houston just having a bad year. They're gonna be playing from behind. So, who knows? He might hit next week. Jordan Atkins is coming back. Maybe Atkins start getting his work, getting some of his targets. So Nick Boyle. Now he didn't play last week, but I still like Nick Boyle. Yes, Andrews is the tight end for Lamar Jackson, but Nick Boyle, because teams sleep on him, they trying to double Mark Andrews. Nick Boyle is getting 1-1, so I wouldn't be surprised if he have over 5 touchdowns this year, guys, because of the focus on Andrews. And then my last tight end, I talked about Anthony Fersker. And him or Jonah didn't do much this week. You see that they got Corey Davis and AJ Brown out there, and that's who they're gonna focus on. Him, those two, and Derrick Henry. So Anthony Fersker, I would leave him alone because Jonah's back healthy. I just thought it was a guy that you could stream, but I was wrong. I got to take responsibility for that. But I didn't tell y'all to go out here and trade somebody to go get them. Just deep sleepers. I'm a deep sleeper guy. I'm gonna talk about guys from different trends and different targets. So Anthony Fusco wasn't a bell cow this week, but if Jonah go down, that is always a guy that you can look to go to. So let's talk about Denzel Mims because I called him Baby Andre, and I told y'all now that now people's gonna bid on him. But if you got him on your bench, you got a player that with a lot of upside in their offense. We all say upside in the New York Jets offense. They don't have anything. Somebody has to take over for those targets. If Jamison Crowder is hurt, or if he's in, somebody has to be the deep threat, a tall guy. Yeah, Bashar Perriman is there, but that don't mean that it's gonna take everything from Mims. So I love Mims, guys, and watch him. He could be a league winner for us in the playoffs. So pick him up. Okay, so just talk about a little bit of some other guys, just guys that I didn't pick, but just talk about them. Just give us a gauge on them and what to do. AJ Dillon, I told you to stash him. Now I played him in one of my late sleeper leagues. Like it's a money league. I play in all money leagues, but I stashed him. And in the one league I did play him. It was a bad play, but I had nobody else to play. The rest of my guys was on bye, and he had the most upside. So I played him. But guys, don't drop him. Stash him because it's getting cold. And guys that are runners like him, they get better in the cold weather. Just look at Derrick Henry. So guys, I love AJ Dillon. Stash him for the future. So Gio Bernard, and I talked about him a few minutes ago. Guys, Gio showed off. And I told y'all that he was going to just look at my comments, look at my videos. I was on Gio this week. Play Gio. Loans mixing out, play Gio. When Mixon comes back and he's fully healthy, I'm not saying that you should have both of them, but you should keep his handcuff because okay, so Mixon goes down. So guys, I love Gio and just wait for Mixon to come back. If Mixon's not back, Gio is an easy play. Okay, so let's talk about Matt Ryan and Julio. Matt Ryan and Julio to go together. They didn't have the big boom game that they had, but they had a solid game. Todd Gurley's been a sleeper and he's been getting some red zone and green zone targets, and he had a touchdown at the end of the game. And so I'm not saying he's not going to hurt Julio numbers because they play two different positions. But if Matt Ryan is getting in where the green zone, they are going to get it to Todd. That's why they got Todd. So even though I love Julio Ford, you don't sometimes people can do too much trading from week to week. If you got Julio, that's my receiver. I'm riding with him. It is what it is. Now, if he's hurt and he's in and out every other week, yeah, you can trade him. But don't trade the guy because he has 15 points or 12 points one week, and you mad because he didn't give you 25 to 30. Don't do that, guys. You will never win a fantasy league. Always being emotional per week per week. So keep Matt Ryan and Julio on your teams if you have them. Josh Allen. I traded for Josh Allen this week. He had an average game. Now he had 300 yards, guys, so that's what I like. But they don't have any run game to help take the load off of Josh to give him some easy third and threes and some third and twos. He has to pass on the downs or run it himself. So that's not good all the time. So I believe, and this is for guys that have Devin Singletary. If you have Devin Singletary, trade for him. Trade for Zach Moss. Trade him. Don't keep Singletary on your team. Zach Moss is going to take over because he's going to be the red zone back. And when John Brown gets more healthy, your boy Josh Allen is going to take off. So he just lack of speed right now. He have Diggs and he have Cole Beasley, but he needs one more player to help stretch the field so he can get the work and the volume that he was getting the first 3 games of the season. So I still like Josh Allen. And guys, the next guy that I'm talking about is a QB, but this is Justin Herbert, and I told you what I wanted far as what I thought that he could do out of DFS coming into this week, as in Sunday morning. I talked about him in a stack: Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. Mike Williams wasn't the play, but Keenan Allen is the play. And this Justin Herbert kick arm is so live, it's so quick. I love him, guys. I think he's yes, and I'm about to say this. I think he's matchup proof. Yes, I said it. I think Justin Herbert is matchup proof. He beat Tampa Bay, which was one of the best defenses out. So with him killing every week like he's doing, he's matchup proof. You have to put him in, guys. So and then Kyle Allen, guys. I told you about Kyle Allen. He hit DeAndre Swift. He hit. I told a lot of people in the comment section to play DeAndre Swift. I loved him this week. He's only gonna get better. AP gonna help this guy be a full-time back. Okay, so Devontae Adams, I told you to match him up with Aaron Rodgers. If you did that, you was in the money. I didn't play him in the $1 million lineup. Them two, I played him in some smaller leagues. But yeah, Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers was a great play, guys. Um, T.J. Hawkinson, he came through for him on my tight ends. I love T.J. Hawkinson, guys. He hit this week. Now the Lions, I don't trust Matthew Stafford giving him work every week, but whenever you have a weak tight end defense, I'm playing T.J. Hawkinson. The guy has a lot of talent. He just hadn't had all the opportunities, and he hasn't been focused in the offense like he should. So with him getting better, I believe that with great matchups, you can play T.J. Hawkinson or stream him if he's in your waivers. So if he's out and he's been dropped, you pick up T.J. Hawkinson. And I told you about Rob. It is what it is. Rob, he might be the best green zone target in the game because he's still 6'6", 250, 260 pounds, and he still has great hands. He don't need a lot of speed no more. He just knows how to get open in the red zone in the green zone area. And guys, and I also talked about Hunter Henry, and I flopped on that. Hunter Henry got hurt. I believe if he'd stayed healthy, he might could have had maybe a couple more targets, maybe even a touchdown. Who knows? But he didn't hit. And but I like that stack with him and Herbert. But now it seems like Guyton and Keenan is the stack to play with Herbert. So when y'all play him next week, I love Herbert, Allen, and Guyton. Maybe Mike. You can throw Mike Williams in there again, because they're gonna try to get Mike Williams the ball. They know how big Mike Williams is and the deep threat that he is. They want to make sure that him and Herbert has chemistry. So let's get on to my DST plays for the DFS. Guys, my Washington was the best pick. And I told you I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I still knew not to. I'm taking Washington defense with that weak offensive line that we got on the field as a Cowboy fan. Nah, no sorry, buddy. So I had to play Washington. Also, Buffalo didn't do as good as I thought. Jets, they got guys out there like Mims and stuff, and this is the NFL, guys. No matter how bad a team suck, they still got NFL talent out there. They just have to put it. They just have to put a game or two together. Not to go without being losing every game that they go. If they not gonna lose every game of the season, guys. So you, the New York gonna have some more good games. So that's why I'm telling y'all to pick up Mims, baby Andre Johnson, and New England crapped. I think the offense got off to a bad start, and when the offense get out to a bad start, the defense is gonna hurt too. So the defense, they was on the field a lot, and they just got tired. And San Francisco ran it down their throat. Also, just to talk about a couple guys from San Francisco, like Jeff Wilson. He had a great game, but he got hurt. I don't trust McKinnon. I don't know what to do with McKinnon. I don't know why they sitting McKinnon. I'm not even trying to get in and research it. I don't care. I'm just leaving that backfield alone. It's just I don't know. It's no science to it. I don't know what Shanahan is thinking. So guys, if you like this video, thumbs up this video, guys. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel, guys. I'm going to keep giving you cutting edge information like this, guys. And guys, I'm shooting for to be one of the best fantasy channels it is. I'm not trying to be boastful. I'm not trying to step on any toes. I just know my knowledge, and I know what y'all want. So you want these deep sleepers, you want these cutting edge takes. You want me to give you players 2 or 3 weeks before anybody is on them. I'm going to continue to give you that. Just subscribe to my channel and keep liking my videos. Thank you. Have a blessed day.